So about 8 years ago, I was engaged, and my fiance at the time, I woke up one day, went to work, and literally my life changed in less than 12 hours.
Wow.
My fiance at the time, he died unexpectedly in his sleep, and he was only 34 years old. And again, you don't think that in your 30s that,
Right.
that literally someone's just going to up and pass away like that, right? And so, he also was the main financial provider, in our home at the time. Yes, I had a job, but you can understand he took care of all the finances in our home. So, I didn't even know how to do certain things when he passed away, like even setting up utilities. I didn't even know how to transfer or set up any of those things in my name.
Yeah.
But with that, prior to meeting me, or literally about 6 years prior to meeting me, he sat down with a friend from high school that had called him, and that friend had started a business and wanted to, connect with him just to, get his feedback about some things and see if maybe there might be even some information that, would be helpful for him and his family at the time, because he had been married prior to me. And so with that, that friend literally helped him when it came to building his retirement savings and having a solid emergency fund. He helped him with life insurance, long-term care. He even helped him set up a trust for his daughters also.
Yeah.
And when he passed, I didn't even know about any of those things. All I know is someone showed up with a check that literally took care of everything.
Yeah.
I didn't go to work for almost a year.
Yeah.
Because of the fact I was still grieving, but at the same time, financially was good because of him being proactive in doing those things, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, though, mindset, we still want to do it our way, right? We always want to do it our way. And so I thought that, oh, well, maybe I should go to my job. Let me go and set up all this stuff. Now, I did not even take the same route he did. Just let me go do it my way. So I go to my job. I set up all this insurance, all this stuff that, I'm thinking, that I'm doing the right thing. And in 2019, I was leaving work. And mind you, I worked a lot. I used to fly very high hours. I used to fly almost 150, 180, sometimes 200 hours a month. Yes, hours flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot, right? But again, money, just chasing money. But with that, while sitting at a red light, ended up being rear-ended in a car accident. And I mean, this person, you understand, they never stopped. So, knocked us halfway into the intersection. I was in a lift. I ended up with 2 herniated discs in my neck and 1 in my lower back. And I could not work. I could not do anything. I was very severely injured, but in the same time, I thought I was okay. Yeah. Like I wanted to still be okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Their mindset, right. Never had been sick, never been an accident. None of these things had never happened. So then when I went to my job and said, hey, all right, so what do I have set up to where I can receive an income since I can't come in and work? And they're like, you don't have anything. You don't have the right stuff set up to to receive an income. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean I don't have the right stuff set up? Because again, mindset, right? Wanted to do it my way. Of course, I didn't sit down and get any type of, I didn't talk to anybody. I just did it my way.
Yeah. And also not knowing.
Not knowing,
Not
right?
knowing.
Education,
Just,
awareness,
yes,
right?
yes.
I didn't think about any of that.
Yeah.
So it literally took all of 3.5 months for me to completely drain my savings. I almost completely drained my retirement, which again, by that time, I mean, I had been 10 plus years in the industry. So yeah, something that I have been working hard to, really build up.
Right.
And yeah, and it came to a point I was literally borrowing from friends, from family, just to survive.
Yeah.
And in 2020, again, I was in denial because I thought, okay, yeah, I just got a little injury.
Right.
My injuries were so bad to my neck that I ended up having to have surgery on my spine.
Yeah.
And so I sit here with titanium screws, and they sit here, at the base of my here in my neck, the front part, and I have a titanium plate that sits at the base.
Yeah.
And but I always tell people that's my superpower.
That's your superpower. Yes. Yes.
You gotta understand, from that, you may not be, a lot of people can't see it, but I have a scar on my neck that I have to look at every single day. I have, those x-rays or those pictures from when I was in a neck brace and I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I couldn't walk, I could not feed myself, I couldn't bathe myself, I couldn't do any of these things.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would be in a position like that ever.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize you're only one unexpected situation away from financial ruin. Literally.
Yep. One.
And it was just a hard time, but the company that I'm a part of now, that is the company that literally gave me a second chance.
Yeah.
Not only did they help me, have they helped me with my own personal finances, and now where I sit in front of you with, a lot of those things I told you about my former, fiance that passed away. Now I have all of those things in place for myself because I sat down with a professional.
Yeah.
And got not just to put these things in place, but to receive the education that comes with it.
Yeah.
And the awareness and the plan of action to move forward. So, and that's what more of us need to do.
Yeah. And so
we want to keep doing it our way.
Exactly.
Look, coaches have coaches, mentors have mentors, leaders have leaders. I'm just like, there's always somebody. No, you're not going to get through life trying to do it your way. Sometimes you have to sit down.
You need help. Yes.
The help, right? Yes. And this thing is and it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because I now, I feel good that I'm not in survival mode, that I'm able to have, a solid financial foundation to where at some point I was literally at rock bottom. I had hit financial ruin. And part of that, I didn't even know if I would even be able to be in a position to rebuild. Because not only was I trying to rebuild financially, I still had to rebuild physically,
emotionally,
like all these other things, all these other layers too.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, our company literally it saves people's lives.
Yeah.
I'm not over exaggerating.
Yeah.
Literally.
Because I think because you had told me your story before when we, recently connected, but you left out the part that I think was just so remarkable in regards to who had came to sit down with your ex-fiance, like who he had sat down with, that it share that piece, I guess, to show how full circle things can come and how things are, when life happens.
That friend that came to sit down with my former fiance way before he met me, that person was someone that is, I don't know if they still are because I'm still trying to find them, but they were a part of our company.
Yeah.
They were a part of our company, which our How Many Works platform and company is a part of, in conjunction with World Financial Group.
Mm-hmm.
And that friend was a part of this same company, and I had no idea of any of this.
Yes.
When I first found out about this opportunity, because remember, my current fiance was the one who, this was his thing.
Yes.
And he was the one that was like, this is amazing. This is something, we should do. It will change our lives, change people's lives. It'll help so many people. We'll be able to reach so many people. Again, mindset, I was in my own little world.
Yes.
Right? It was like a part of me, I wanted to help people, but I thought there was a different way to do it. Yeah. And a lot of times, so many of us, so many people in general, missed out on their opportunity because they in their mind is supposed to look a certain way.
Yeah.
But sometimes God may present it to you in a different packaging than what you originally expected it to be.
And because you didn't even know that story, that was going to be a part of your story now. Like, you are an example of how somebody having their stuff set up, their ish in order, basically, at 34 years old, how that is a true example that you can show people that they can do it at 34. They can do it on whatever budget they have. They can do it, like, it can be done. And you are an example of a beneficiary of it, so that you can also say, this is real. Like, I've seen this. This is real.
Yes. I've been on both ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally been on both ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go into our random part. I know we've been talking. We just had to catch up, girl. I just felt like we just had to catch up and just put as much information and exposure to different parts of life, whether it be the your flight attendant career, as well as your how money work careers now. I just like to highlight and show girls that they can do anything that they put their minds to. Anything. So the first question that we get randomly. What's the best thing that happened to you today?
This interview, right? I think about the fact that someone, even if it's just one, even if it's just one person that watches this interview, hears this message, even hears something in my story that may resonate with them, and I'm able to reach that one person, and connect with them and help them for their goals, their dreams, for their future, then
and I like to say, you are, you're very popular. You've always been popular, whether it be school or college or even after, you have tons of friends and things of the sort. But one thing that I noticed is that you're on social media, but you're not like, you're on there, but you don't put all your life out there like me. Like, I put everything. I post the children, the grandchildren, I post everything. So I appreciate you being, open and, I don't want to say vulnerable, but at least open enough to tell your story, because, people will see this and be like, that happened to Cari, or that was, Cari was at the, so, and to also show your resilience through all of that, because a lot of people didn't know those were the storms that you were going through. So thank you so much for sharing those and, showing that you can, rise through the storm. When I was thinking about you, I was thinking, but this is my tattoo, so don't steal it, Cari. I was thinking she's a phoenix, like she rose from, through the ashes. So thank you for showing that, true example of that.
Well, thank you for even the opportunity to speak more, especially through your platform. I think what you're doing is amazing. We need more, women that are leading the charge and, reaching back and to our girls and even just to women in general to show that we are, powerful forces and beings in this world. We literally are the ones that bring life into this world. Yeah. And we literally, we have the ability to grow our goals, dreams, way beyond what others may try to limit us to believe we can.
Yes.
That's the one thing, literally. You grow, girl, because you can.
Yes, and you will. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this was one of the questions I should have asked or was supposed to ask early in the interview. So I'm happy that it came back up. What's the hardest part of being an entrepreneur for you?
The hardest part about being an entrepreneur is the fact that you have your ups and downs, right? It's literally, it can be, like a roller coaster. But it's also the drive, the things that people don't see. The train, really get, your mindset, your growth, the daily habits, the preparation, certain, and then the obstacles, the no's, and even just the structuring of business. Yeah. Right. Because think about it, you are structuring your days, your weeks, all of these things to where before you had someone else that did those things for you. So now it's a matter of wait. Because if my day is not productive, yes, then what's happening? Like there's no growth. There's nothing. Even and with that, I think the hardest part too, because people only see the other side, the success, the accolades, all, they see all those things. And then they try to, say if it may be a downtime sometimes, in your business. And people are like, what do you mean? Like, why this going on? Why this happening? Or yes. Because I started when you're not even there. What, you if you have certain goals that or just certain things that you're focused on that to accomplish, there are certain things that I can't put my energy towards right now. Yeah. It's not to be disrespectful or to downplay what anyone else is doing, but that's not of importance to me right now.
Exactly.
So it can be sometimes that, especially someone like with me, where I, like you said, have a lot of friends, have a lot of, just people that have been a part of my life for so long. But after a while, when that mindset starts to shift, that circle in that aspect starts to get a little smaller.
Yeah, it does. And that's one of the hardest things, especially, both of us being, raised in Southwest Atlanta, having a certain mindset, we had the same, type of parents, basically worked good jobs, went to school, did what they had to do, took care of us. And that was our mindset. So now to be 40 something years later, changing a whole thing that has been ingrained in you 40 something years, it is hard. It is hard work, and even stepping out to be an entrepreneur, like you said, we know clock in, this is what you got to do, boom, 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 done, go home, boom, and now it's like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And that's the stuff that's not on social media. You gotta do the inventory, you gotta do the meetings, you gotta do follow-up of the meetings, you gotta do seminar. I mean, it's just so much. And people like,
You got to even just connect with people, period.
people call me and say, "What you doing?" I'm working. Like, what? But you're not, out there. No, but it's so much work that has to be done because it's only you. You are the
Yeah.
CEO of your business, and it has to be done.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun and like to unwind? So when you're
Oh,
not,
so
across the country in the world, what do you do for fun and
yeah.
unwind?
So, so actually, I love to just I love to be outdoors as well. So if I can go and literally just be out and about, like literally just kind of walking or look, riding bikes. But even at times, sometimes I like to just be in the house, curled up with my little fuzzy socks and a nice comfy blanket,
Yeah,
and get lost like in a really good book.
yeah.
And then every now and then, I don't watch TV a whole lot. Every now and then, that like say it might be a certain show that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I'm like, okay, wait, I do want to see some of this, right? Like I haven't watched this in a long time. So I might watch, some of that for, a little couple of hours, but really, and it's really more so just make it self-care. Like I love going to, the spa and really just taking that time to just reset, rejuvenate as well. So yeah, those are some of my favorite things. But really being outdoors, that's I've always been like that.
Yeah.
Literally, my mom used to have to drag me back in the house. And so
Yes.
yes, if I
Every
could just
time I came over your house, she's like,
right,
Karen!
like
So being
coming out.
outside was yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you know what, I like that too. And I think the older I get, the more I like it. I recently found this list of like springtime things to do. So start on the first day of spring. The first thing we have to do is have like a backyard picnic. So that's just to get outside, to
Yeah.
get away from the hustle and bustle, so I can understand that. I'm totally A1 with you on that one. And
Yeah.
this next question. So the question I am about to ask is, what's the last book you read? How was it, and why did you choose it?
Okay. It's actually called The Magic of Thinking Big.
Mm,
And it's such a good book
yeah.
because of the fact that it really talks about mindset and
Mm,
how we get so caught up in our thoughts. And a lot of times as well, when it comes to certain things that we may not do, certain things that we may not take on, it comes from our mind.
mhm.
Because what sets in first? Fear.
Yeah,
So many fear, literally all the time.
fear.
But you have then mindset wise, you have to realize fear, false expectations appearing real. You have to cut that out first. Like the thing is, if you started to program your mind to say that these things are not of you,
Mhm.
then they won't be.
Yeah.
Right? Or there are a lot of people that are probably listening right now that they have always wanted to start a business, or they wanted to be able to be in a position to walk away from their job, but in the back of their mind, they don't
See.
do it because their mind is telling them like, look, you're not going to succeed, you're going to fail, nobody's going to listen, you're not an expert, you don't know these things, so they don't do it.
Fear.
Fear, right? So,
And
but that book is amazing. And I don't know, off the top, the author is literally just kind of going away from me. But I will make sure you get that, who that is. But the magic of thinking big, and so it talks about, like I said, just shifting the mindset to where, and really dreaming beyond your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Literally, but in manifesting, proclaiming that these things are of you and that they will happen.
Yeah. Yes.
Because a lot of times we limit our beliefs. We limit what we think we can do and take on, so we don't do it. We don't even try.
Yeah.
And so
I am a victim, like a true victim of fear. I know it paralyzes me so much so, Cari, I had to get, like, I got this tattoo. I don't know if you can see it, but it says faith. And I just made it into an acronym, like fear ain't in this heart, basically. And I had to look at it and be like, and just make myself, I don't know where this sense of fear came from. I want to say it's something that was instilled in me at a young age, because we used to do the programs, we used to, dance on the stage, we used to, recite the word. I mean, the saying, like we were just the stars of Cascade, and had no fear at that time. But it's just like something happens, whether it be failures or no's or whatever it is that causes us to get in this shell where we're just like, you know what, I'm not gonna try, I'm not gonna do it, I just can't. And when you decide to do it, it's like like I fight fear every day. Fear every day to accomplish the things that I say that I want to accomplish. So thank you for recommending that book. I'm gonna put it on my list. It's under How Money Works. I'm reading books. I have to read them in order that I get them. So I'm reading You're a Badass or something like that right now. Then I got How Money Works next, and then I'll look into this one. So thank you for sharing that.
So it's by David Schwartz.
Oh, okay. I think I read something from him before.
Even with the belief system, I'm saying that also that because a lot of times we also will say, oh, I'm not intelligent enough to do that, or I don't even know anything about those things, or I don't have the experience. It literally helps to get over the hump of those beliefs that just because you're not the expert that you can't be successful.
Yes.
That's literally. So it is an awesome book, I'm telling you. And it just really, it really defines how to really just elevate and take yourself to the next level. So great book. Go ahead and put that on the list for next one.
Thank you. So we're down to our last two questions. The first one is, tell me about a time, and this is just added, guys. I just added this one to my list of questions. I think it's pivotal for people to see times when you've had to be fierce and fearless. Like, can you give us a time when you just actually had to be fierce and fearless?
Okay, so we have an annual event that is called Wealth Bowl, and it's literally where we celebrate and people that have really taken on this industry, put in the hard work, and have started to have those successes and things like that. But we also then train others as well how to do the same. So it's literally like we take almost 6 months of training and then condensing it about 3-4 days, right? So but it's awesome because but what happened is I was scheduled to be one of the featured speakers during that event. And during that time, one of my close friends, her son, really my best friend, her son had been murdered. And during that time, he was only 14 years old, honest student, good kid, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that happened. And I was still scheduled to speak at that event. I literally hopped on the plane, went, because the event was in San Diego, and I still had the funeral, celebration of life was in Atlanta. I literally went to the conference. I had to be there. I had to be there with my team. I still had to be in the position of leadership.
Right.
I left, flew to Atlanta, went to the funeral, went to be with my friend, my extended family, everybody, to be there with them as well. Stay there for, a few days, not, a couple of, about 2 days, I'll say. Then flew back to San Diego. Soon as, literally got off the plane, got hair, makeup done, got dressed, literally, and stepped on stage like I had not sat and been grieving for the past 48 hours.
Wow.
It had to deliver a message to people, to motivate, to inspire, to show them that they can do this too.
Yeah.
But not show the vulnerability of the fact that I'm still up here grieving, but at the same time, I did tell them a part of that story.
Yeah.
And the people after that were even saying that, you know what? Like, I work in this industry now, or I'm a part of this opportunity, and I don't even have certain things set up for my kids if anything tragic like that were to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Look,
and that's just an example. You have to show up. You have to show up. And I learned that, the hard way, I think so, because my emotions, I think they can get the best of me. And it'll, like when I found out about, your friend, our friend's death, our son's death, I was literally in the bed. Like, it had been my son, like in the bed. So I'm just like,
same. Look, same for me. Look,
my God.
And
so
I still had a business that had to be run. And I will say that's the beauty about what we do, is the fact that we all, like, even though I'm in business for myself, I'm not by myself. I have a team. We all work together. When I was not in a position to be able to sit in front of people and help them, I had people that are in the position and were able to help me.
Right.
When I couldn't stand in the gap and do what needed to be done. So I will say that's also the beauty of what we do. It's not just entrepreneurship. We literally are business owners. We have business ownership, and we make sure that literally that we're in business for ourselves, but we're not by ourselves.
Right.
We all work together. We work as a team. We grow as a team. We build as a team. We're family.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I was still in the position to be able to do that as well.
Yes.
Even when I was the same, nothing, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I literally felt like my own child.
Yes.
Which was like my own child as well. I was there ever since the day he was born.
I mean, it was devastating. So for you to be able to, still work through that and show up for your team and the people that were waiting to hear you speak, that definitely shows an aspect of fierce and fearlessness. So kudos to you for that. The last question is, and this is how I end every interview. You've given us so many different nuggets and great nuggets to use, throughout the interview. But what advice or piece of advice would you give to young girls coming up behind you?
So the advice that I would give to young girls that are, coming up now and just starting to figure out and, find their way and their purpose even, or what do you want to do in life? In that, don't ever let people limit your beliefs or your dreams, your goals. Always continue to dream big. Literally well beyond your wildest dreams. Don't ever let someone tell you that you sound crazy or that it's far-fetched. That's what I roll with, big dreamers. I don't roll with dream killers.
Yes.
Because those are the people that are going to continue to try to dim your light. They're going to try to pull you down. They're going to try to hold you back. No.
Yeah.
Continue to push forward. Yes. Stand tall, stand proud, head high, and know that if there are certain things that you want for your life or your family's life. And even if you're still trying to figure out what those things are, do not ever limit your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions. If there isn't a way to do it, then make a way.
Yes.
Literally, make a way.
Go away. Yes. And that is a great way to end the interview, Cari. Thank you so very much for your time. Thank you so much for your story. Thank you just so much for your insight. I really, truly appreciate it. I wish you so much success in, whatever you do, whether this be it, or, you venture into something else. I wish you much success, and I thank you again.
Well, thank you, Tanisha. It's been awesome, and I wish you the same success as well. And I think the platform, just everything that you have done so far and created for our youth, for girls, for women, period, is amazing. And I can't wait to continue to see the successes that you have for the future, and even just for the young ladies that you
Yes.
are mentoring and connecting with, even seeing their their successes and things like that for the future. That's the true reward.
Exactly.
So
The
yes,
why.
and yes, the why. And
The
thank
why.
you for the opportunity to speak and share my story as well.
You're very welcome. Now run to your meeting, girl.
Same. Love you, friend. Thank you
Love you
so much.
too.
This has been
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fierce and Fearless. Tune in next week for another fierce and fearless woman. Bye.